Hello there, I'm Stephen Foskett from Tech Field Day, and we are here at Intel Cloud Day in San Francisco, learning about some of the new announcements from Intel. I'm here with Steve Gillaspy, who's working with Cisco UCS, and we're going to talk a little bit about how the Cloud Day announcements apply to the Cisco UCS product line. So, welcome, Steve.
Thank you.
So one of the things that Intel announced this morning was the latest E5 version 4 Xeon processors. These things are incredibly dense. A lot of us are excited to see a 22-core CPU coming from Intel. And because you get multi-CPU systems, pretty soon you've got quite a few cores.
Absolutely, and our customers are really looking forward to it. We've already got several that want to order as soon as they're available.
Oh,
yeah? So
you got a waiting list?
We do. We actually do. A lot of customers can really make use of as many cores as they can. And with the UCS, we've been able to really eke out best-in-class performance. Since we came to market in 2009, we have over 100 world record benchmarks, and with this announcement, we have added another 9 record benchmarks with the new Intel Xeon E5 V4 processor.
That's awesome. So you're talking a very, very dense compute configuration here, because if you've got 22 core CPUs,
right?
How many CPUs are you fitting per rack unit?
Oh, we can get as many as 8 per rack unit. So,
okay, so that's, let me do the math, a lot. Okay.
A lot, yes.
So what are people going to do with all those cores? What are they going to do with all that processing power?
Depending on the application, if they're doing business analytics, they can really make use of the cores. Obviously, with cloud computing, many of them can make full use of all of those cores. Multi-threaded applications are really
that's
going
the
to
key.
benefit.
With that many cores, you really have to focus on multi-threading, because you're going to have, you've got to split up the workload in order to use those. You're talking literally hundreds of cores in a rack.
Right.
So cloud computing, I would think, would be something. We talking cloud infrastructure, cloud platforms? What are customers doing with it?
Yeah, a cloud infrastructure primarily.
So
either
virtual machines.
Correct. They're either doing bare metal, virtual machine, or container.
Okay.
UCS is used for on-premise, private cloud, hybrid cloud, as well as the foundation for public cloud. A lot of service providers are using UCS for that. The workloads vary in the cloud, but we see all types.
Yeah. And I've heard Cisco talking about composable infrastructure.
Yes.
What's the quick gist on that? What are you talking about there?
Yeah, with composable infrastructure, we've been able to optimize for scale-out cloud computing, where we've got pools of resources of compute, networking, and storage that we can bring to bear for that application, and we can do it at an even more granular level with composable, down to the CPU and enough networking bandwidth and memory for that. So depending on the application, we can optimize performance, we can improve the utilization of the resources, and lower the power consumption. So the nice thing about it is it uses the same UCS architecture that we started out with, and extend that to the cloud. So now, based on if they want to run their application in a data center environment, at edge or cloud, they can use the same operating model with our flexible UCS.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the assets that Cisco can bring to bear there too, is since UCS was designed with networking in mind,
right,
and Cisco obviously knows a thing or two about networking,
right,
and also network automation. You've got you've got ACI and
right,
your SDN, NFV type things. That really goes hand in hand as well when you start having this many systems in a rack.
Absolutely. A lot of folks want to just focus on one piece of it. It's how you bring it all together. With our unified fabric, being able to connect all of these cores together so that the systems can create a very powerful system and cluster. And being able to automate and orchestrate, that's another thing that's very important in this market, because you have to have the agility and flexibility to be able to spin up, spin down resources as you need them.
Yeah, and this isn't just for clouds as well.
Right.
I have done a lot of work in the the data center space, the the hardcore enterprise data centers. A lot of them are really excited about hyperconvergence.
Correct.
And a system like this, so you've got many cores. We also heard this morning about very dense SSDs. That all goes to hyperconverged infrastructure as well in the enterprise.
Right. So Cisco is very well known for integrated or converged infrastructures, working with partners.
Yeah.
And so with hyperconverged, we also have been working very closely with partners, and we also have an offering there where we can bring it all together in a single platform, easy to manage and set up, where all of your compute, networking, and storage are in a couple of systems, and being able to run lots of different workloads. The nice thing about our approach is that you can start in a hyperconverged model and also use the same operating management to go to even the integrated or converged system. So you've got a very big continuum of different compute options there.
Yeah. So this is great. It sounds like Cisco's excited. You've got world records here for performance, and it's exciting for nerds like me to see ever denser CPUs, ever denser flash, and to think about what people are going to do with all this power. So Steve Gillaspy, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And again, I'm Stephen Foskett from Tech Field Day. You can find many videos like this at youtube.com/techfieldday, or just come to techfieldday.com.